Hello students, this is my first lecture on dual nature of radiations and matter. Topics included in this lecture are in front of your screen 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the topics that I am going to discuss with you. First topic, which is work function. We all know that there is electrostatic force of attraction between electrons and nucleus inside an atom that provides necessary centripetal force to revolution of electron around the nucleus. Now to remove the electron from its orbit and to remove the substance, some energy is required because there is attraction between electrons and nucleus. That amount of energy required to remove the electron from substance is called work function. For examples, cesium 2.1 electron volt. In same way, some materials require some work function which is in detail given here. Now move to next topic, which is photon. I have included photon because photon is very important feature of photoelectric effect. Planck's quantum theory suggests that radiation travels in form of energy packets. Those packets are known as photons or quanta. Each packet possesses energy equals to h nu, and h nu is equals to hc by lambda. Here h is Planck's constant, 6.625 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. C is the speed of light. Now we will discuss some properties of photon which are in front of your screen. This is the speed by which it travels. It is speed of light. Zero rest mass, it means cannot exist at rest. Dynamic mass, it can be given by using Einstein's mass energy relation. M will be equals to E upon C square. C is speed of light in vacuum. And this relation can be rewritten in terms of Planck constant, that is h over c lambda. Photon travels along a straight path. Its linear momentum can be given by this relation. Wavelength will remain changes from one medium to another when radiation passes, because frequency remains unchanged and different media has different speed. It is electrically neutral. When it passes through, electric field or magnetic field get deviated from its path. Now move to photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect means radiation of emission of electron from mainly metal surface or surface of substance. Whenever some radiation is made to fall over that surface, whenever some radiation is made to fall over the surfaces, mainly metallic surfaces, electrons get emitted from the metal surface, known as photoelectric effect. These radiation may be X-rays, gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, and even infrared rays. Here in this visual it is explained. On metallic surface, photon is falling and electrons is coming out. In this figure, radiation is falling, striking to electron, and electron acquire energy and come out from the surface. The photoelectrons constitute a current that is called a photoelectric current. Photoelectrons means the electrons which are emitted from the surface of metal on striking radiation over the surface of it. Now we have an experimental setup to study the entire phenomena. Here we have a setup. इस सेटअप में मेनली एक वैक्यूम ट्यूब होती है, which is can also be known as evacuated glass tube. It has a window of quartz. At one end of the evacuated glass tube, cathode plate, that is photosensitive plate, is attached, and opposite end another plate is there known as anode plate. Anode is kept at high potential with respect to cathode by using commutator. Circuit is completed, and in series of the circuit a micrometer is connected to measure the photoelectric current. Now see what happens when some radiation is made to fall from the source on cathode. Electrons will get emitted from the cathode, and these electrons, being negative charge, attracted towards the anode and thus complete a circuit, and current flows through the circuit. That current can be measured through this device called microammeter. This commutator is used to vary potential and to see the effect of variable potential on photoelectric current. Now move to effect of intensity of incident radiation on photoelectric current. To study this effect of intensity of incident radiation on photoelectric current, we have to plot a curve. On x-axis we will represent intensity of radiation, and y-axis we will show photoelectric current in microampere. Now experiment suggests that whenever intensity increases, photocurrent increases. There is a linear relation between intensity of radiation and photoelectric current. Next effect is potential. Effect of potential on photoelectric current. Again, for this we have to draw a curve. For this we have drawn here a curve keeping x-axis for potential and y-axis for photoelectric current. Now when we made to fall a radiation of some intensity I1 and increase the potential of anode with respect to cathode, initially photoelectric current increases, then becomes constant and reaches to a saturated value. Further, if we increase the intensity of radiation and made to fall over the cathode, then magnitude of current also increases. Graph shows that on increasing potential of anode, photocurrent increases, because at I2 is greater than I1, so current corresponding to I2, that is saturated current corresponding to I2 is more than saturated current corresponding to I1. But here what we are seeing, without applying any potential, current is non-zero. Means at zero potential, this current is non-zero. At zero potential, at intensity I2, current is non-zero. It means there are some high energy electron that reaches to the anode without being accelerated by this potential of anode. Now, if we reduce the potential of anode by changing the terminals of commutator, as potential of anode decreases with respect to cathode, at certain potential the current becomes zero. That potential is called cutoff potential or threshold potential. For those two curves, since frequency have not been changed, so cutoff potential has a unique value. This indicates that photoelectric current becomes zero at a particular value of negative potential, and that negative potential is called cutoff potential. Intensity of incident light or radiation does not affect the stopping potential. Now move to next effect, which is effect of frequency on the radiation of photoelectric current. The photoelectric current simply depends on the number of photoelectrons. Rate of photoelectrons emitted from the metal surface is photoelectric current, and it means photoelectric current simply depends on number of photons striking the surface of metal or that substance for any fixed intensity of light. So we can conclude that photoelectric current does not depend on the frequency of incident radiation. Next thing is dependence of frequency of radiation on stopping potential. For this, we have to draw a curve between potential and photoelectric current. We all know that on increasing potential of anode, we reach to a saturation state where maximum current passes through the microammeter. For a certain frequency, we will get a cutoff potential at a certain voltage, that is Vs1. Now further, if we increase this frequency, keeping intensity same, the cutoff potential will be more negative, that is Vs2. In this way, we can say higher the frequency, higher will be the stopping potential, or Vs directly proportional to nu. Now, this is the last topic of this lecture, which is threshold frequency. This curve suggests that it not starts from zero, which indicates that there must be a minimum frequency required to emit photoelectron. Below this frequency, electron will not be emitted. This frequency is called threshold frequency. Thank you for listening.